Hey everyone, here we come to the last but not the least talk for today's program. Let me present to you Andrey Pavlenko from Scalium, and he will share with us about how to build the right platform for e-commerce processes scaling. Andrey, I'm leaving the stage to you. Please start.
Okay, hello colleagues. I'm Andrey Pavlenko, and I will tell you about the platform for e-commerce processing. And actually, it will be my experience in building this platform, and it will be maybe my own like my own thoughts about how to make it the best way. But actually, you know, all the material I will show you, it's only my opinion for the and my experience for the topic on how to do it in optimal way. And optimal is some kind of best for current time. For sure, in future it will be different. So that the crisis is in all the areas of uh, of our business today, and especially it's in the area of e-commerce market. And this is the market which I actually deal with right now. And the crisis is also an opportunity, and it's the opportunity especially for those who understand that the commercial market is changing, and the customer habits and their consumption patterns are changing as well. And this is not only affects the end user and buyer. This also the life is also rapidly changing, and the business changing as well. And that's why the way of doing business of suppliers and merchants also changing. In general words, the method of checking new products and categories and user patterns using extremely fast launch on the market becomes the most relevant in the history. Even faster than startups, because I know that the major part of you of the audience is startups for today meeting. And this also applies for new products which life cycle is decreasing, and even the life cycle of entire categories is decreasing as well. Solution that helps to deal with these issues in the market that actually happens nowadays. And I represent the company of Scalium, and we do the e-commerce business for 4 years, the last 4 years, and we've been creating the marketplace for large businesses. And usually it takes from 3 to 6 months for us to launch the marketplace, and we did this for Leroy Merlin, for example. But now we are struggling with creating new product because the market is changing. That was the platform for quick building marketplaces and launching the back office for it. It's some kind of a platform as a service solution. And it consists of all these blocks that you can see here, because this is some kind of pain blocks that we actually, this is our path of pain, because we tried to do this with one system, and now you can see 6 of them. So we have 6 systems inside, and this is all the major parts of modern marketplace. Let me just tell me in a few words why it should work. Because the marketplace is the trend of new years, of coming year, and for past 8 weeks, I think, because the previous way of doing business is not so good. That in past 8 weeks, the e-commerce in the world rapidly grows much faster than its previous 10 years. It's really interesting data, and that's why we thought that okay, we need a new tool for new trading business, for the online retailers who do the online market, and for logistics as well, who want to travel to e-commerce or online stores and so on. So what should we decide to do place? And like the solution that helps e-commerce back office launch the marketplace model and probably entire marketplace office in several days. And that's why the system consists of several modules. Here are all of them, like MES, PIM, OMS. I will tell you about three major of them and why we actually decided that these parts, these sub-products, should be in each marketplace. Why and what issues are they actually solving? So the first one is MES, is Merchant Administration System. It's some kind of merchant portal. And this is the part, probably the main part that speed up the work of e-commerce business. Why should you use this tool? There are plenty of them in the market actually, but we decided to do our own because it should be much more extensive. So we created this module to solve next the following issues. The first issue is on the market that the speed of merchant onboarding is pretty much slow. Usually it's from 10 to 20 days, but sometimes it's several months, and it's very slow for the current market, for nowadays. And because we need to test new categories, test new goods, and test probably new markets in several days. It's pretty much well-known situations. We have here the market in Ukraine, the marketplace. We started to sell the bicycles, but in previous time they actually sell the electronics. And what should they do if they have no any knowledge in the bicycles market in sport category? But they actually started this. They tested in 2 days that it is pretty much affordable for the Ukrainian customers to buy the bicycles and to wait 2 weeks for the cross-border, and actually started new business branch after. So actually this is top startup rule, which the speed of delivering new products and that's why we need to solve this in your solution. The next issue is centralized communication. Usually they communicate the merchant and user with several ways, like like WhatsApp, mail, using other communication tools, but you need one merchant portal and one way of doing the communications. This speed ups all the information rapidly. I will give you an example. Usually we had we increased the speed of new goods into the market in time. Created the single for the user where we communicated with him. If I speak user, I'm merchant and customer. The other problem working conditions. Usually we need to deal with different conditions, different problems, and so on and so forth. And all these issues are actually working conditions usually different in different markets. They different for new categories. They different for different, goods, for the brands, and even for the merchant. We need to use all this because this is the way how the market working. The other situation is delivering on time. When we're speaking about the delivery on time, we think that the usual problem in the market. We need to deal with the service level agreement, check them, process them, and check how the shipment is going. This is all is happening in the system. You should build calling a merchant administration system. So the other module is actually called PIM. There is the Gartner quadrant for this module because it's pretty much this module is usually present in the market, and you can find it. But you can build your own, as we did, because we solved several speed issues by building these modules. So PIM is some kind of storage of your goods, and it should be fast for the writing and fast for the getting the information from it. But why do you need this? The first issue is like SKU speed. When you processing the one SKU on the market, usually it takes some kind of an hour. And when you speak about the 700s of SKUs or 1,000 of SKUs, it's about 700 of hours. 1 million of SKUs is some kind of whole life of one person. Usually it's pretty much long time to become a wide marketplace with the wide categories. And if we're speaking about the speed, we increased this in several times. So we automated a big amount of entering new goods into the market, and we actually speeded this up in 40 times. So the next issue that each vendor has its own price and data formats. Own pictures, usually they have different systems like SAP or 1S and so on and so forth. So, and these systems should be connected to the marketplace or to your store to synchronize the amount of goods and the price. Because this is the issue of market. You call into the market asking about the price, and it differs. That's why I need to synchronize if you use hundreds of merchants working with your systems. And also the issues is lack of master data and lack of complicated analytics. It's not possible for using the analytics if you don't have the master data. And usually loading goods into different channels is a big difficulty. For example, if several channels like web store or mobile store or offline store channels work in the same place with and like different channels of your business. That's why they need to be synchronized. All this is solved by PIM solution, and you should definitely use it if you want to build a marketplace or some extended online store. The other system is order management. You know that there are plenty of order management systems in the market, but only a few of them allow you to synchronize the order between your system and all your partners that work within your business. That's why we decided to do our own as well. But actually, it's there are several problems that we solve here. The first one, if you often work with buying goods, usually prices and availability is some kind of out of date usually, and different work with multi-part and batch orders, or usually the store doesn't have integration with the logistics systems, and the customer cannot track the order or cannot be updated what is going on with it. But it is extremely needed nowadays in our market, because the customer become more and more hungry for the good service. Now everything is going to online, and we definitely need to set good communication level with the end user and end customer. So, and usually, as example, in emergency cases, communication with the supplier can be difficult, and the reaction usually can be belated. That's why we need to fix this by correct the system, which can notify the end user, notify the merchant, connect the merchant with the end user to get the correct status, and connect this to the logistics system to get the status. That's why you need to choose your order management system correctly this way. And okay, we have if we're speaking about the OMS, order management system, I can tell you that this model provides work with order in one place, and you should integrate this with the previous modules to have the full access for the goods and correct status of it. And actually, we have some other systems and some other modules like billing and payment methods, because the market nowadays use cash on delivery model of getting the goods. So the market only in Britain the market works the way the prepayment is dominate, but in other markets the cash on delivery model dominates. It means that the end user want to pay for the good only when it delivers, when it gets it, and it doesn't want usually to pay in advance. For sure, you should use all the systems, but your billing usually need to be as much complicated as the bank system nowadays, because it should work. It should need to work with deposits, with cashbacks, with holding all amount and the partial holding of the money, and so on and so forth. Refunds. That's why you need like advanced billing that connects all the system within. Why I'm saying this way? Why I'm saying that this like extremely complicated system is needed? Because if you little store, you will if you small store or probably like medium business and want to grow, you should always be compared with the best of the market. The customer always want to work with brand. That's why it use, and that's why we decided to marketplace model to the each party of the market, and to give them the advantages of this. We think that the marketplace is some kind of not only the modern world, but it's usually it's agile way of doing business. It's the way of shortening the market delivery, and it's the way of it's the next step of online business, and it's actually available for everybody, and everybody in the market should use this model. It doesn't mean that everybody should become the marketplace, like niche marketplace, or become the or become the big marketplace. No, I mean that everybody can use the model and use the advantage of this, and this is actually available for business. if they use the tools correctly. I think all these tools that actually I spoke about today, it's some kind of management system of the marketplace, and that's why it means you should choose the management system correctly. Finally, I want to say that in the modern world, the marketplace is a step of evolution, and each participant will grow to a marketplace model in the next 5 years. The next 5 years, I think, will decide how the market should work in the 10 years after. That's why we need to become like new. Thanks for your attention, and now I will ask for the question. Answer all the questions. I see the question: should the startup use an e-commerce platform or build a custom solution? You know, as I've told you, we have a platform for the e-commerce business that could be used. Several participants in the market as well, so you can use them as well. But actually, build a new platform and new e-commerce platform is pretty much expensive solution. We built it for 4 years, and actually, the core of it was actually 4 years. And if we speak about the best platform, yeah, thank you for the organizers to helping me to see your questions, because I'm not hearing you well. So actually, the best e-commerce platform for a small business, there are several of them. You can Google just in the market, and I will not like tell the names here, but actually you can Google and see the names. Our Scalum solution, I think it's solutions in the market. Okay. Anybody else? I think if we speak about the startup, and if we speak about the small business, you should definitely use the platforms. You should definitely use the online, like software as a service solutions. It actually helps to launch a new business faster, and not to spend all the money of the world into this business. But actually, even big e-commerce business is testing new categories and new goods. And we know plenty of e-commerce stores here in Ukraine that want to extend their knowledge and in different categories. How should they do this fast? Usually it's not possible by taking the knowledge on board. They should use another knowledge. That's why they need marketplace. What is the best way to increase my brand's visibility and bring the buyers to my online stores? You know, the online store market is pretty much, you know, red ocean for this moment. Because the price for, PPC price or one lead price are increasing. That's why if you want to increase brand visibility, use different channels. If we speak about business model canvas by Osterwalder, it's a common, I think, tool for startups. You can use this and just think about channels. What do I mean? Another stores, another online stores, another channels like messengers, instant messengers, or Facebook goods, or Google Shopping, or Shopify. All these platforms actually could be used to increase the amount of leads to your store. And for example, if we speak about the Shopify, you should know that usually the market of Shopify is much more bigger than the market of Ukraine, for example, or the market of Georgia. It's in several tens of multipliers. That's why you should use another channels, and this is I think the best way to increase the visibility. Competitors in these markets are much less than a traditional online store. Next question: how is it possible for Georgian e-commerce to scale? I think that the driver of scaling in e-commerce is logistics, and if we speak about the own logistics, it's pretty much expensive. So if you use another logistics, is good, but you depend on it. That's why the marketplace model usually using the logistics of your merchant. For example, if I'm seller of some kind of knives, I like knives, I know everything about knives, merchant available to send it using, for example, Ukrainian post or Georgian post, or for example, some service, delivery service based in my city, I would use it. And if you, the marketplace and online store, you should use my method of sending the goods, and you should give me the ability to use all the ways of delivering goods then I prefer to use. That's why I think it's that's why like the instruments is one of the ways of scaling e-commerce. If I speak about the e-commerce business in marketplace, I would say about the platform. What is this platform? It's some kind of Uber. Its platform consists of three parts: participants and the also the values and the instruments. If we speak about the instruments, the only possible way to grow is to test new instruments in each single day. If we're using this method, the business is growing. If we're not using this, the business is dying. So for me, it's metric. It's metric of of each business, I think. So I don't see any more the questions.
So I think if the audience has other questions, we will then discuss them during our live discussion. Andrey, you are also invited to the Discord channel where we are all now moving to for our live discussion and networking evening. Hope you enjoyed the day and the program today. Thank you a lot for your attention, and thank you, Andrey, for joining us.